You've seen some of the stories of tragedy and heartache and perseverance that have been plentiful when it comes to Hurricane Katrina and the Gulf Coast throughout our coverage. You remember some of these? Boy, I certainly do. I was there, like so many of our crew members were. We've seen thousands of storm victims run from the ravaged homes in search of new lives elsewhere. But with all the headlines, one woman says there's a story that's been missing in all of this. Can we get a shot of her? Here's Yasmin. She's with us here now in the studio. And she's standing by because she did something special. And she went out and took a camera and prepared a documentary. No training, folks. You never had any formal education on this, but she went out and did it. And we've got a story now that details how she put it together. And then on the backside, we're going to talk to her. Here's CNN's TJ Holmes.
I was actually here for the hurricane. I was one of the 400 students that was stuck on campus. We were woken up Saturday morning before the hurricane hit. We were told if we get out of New Orleans, get out. But if not, we will evacuate.
This is a scene from an independently produced documentary about Gulf Coast students left with no classrooms after Hurricane Katrina nearly washed away the entire school year.
I was really frustrated with the media and the images that I saw after Katrina. No one looked like me, no one sounded like me, no one even had my story to tell.
It's called Picking Up the Pieces, College Life After Hurricane Katrina, produced by this woman, then 21-year-old graduate student Yasmin Gabriel.
And so after I threw a shoe at the TV, I said, well, let me stop throwing shoes at the TV and let me do something myself.
For Gabriel, that something meant taking $4,000 of her student loan money, buying a professional video camera, and learning how to produce a documentary. But first came some encouragement from a hometown New Orleans mentor, now Atlanta Police Chief Richard Pennington.
Well, you know, we heard practically everyone else's story. We heard the government's response. We heard many citizens' response, but I don't think any of us heard students really talk about what they went through, what they experienced.
I mean, you saw young people talking about the fact that they lost everything, but what about your laptop? What about the fact that you were going to go to pharmacy school and now you're in engineering school? That's a major shift, paradigm shift in your education.
The college student left school for a while just to complete the project. She's the writer, producer, director, and chief photographer.
My name is Yasmin Gabriel. As a few of you might know, I'm a Spelman graduate of 2004.
Gabriel now tours colleges with her documentary, encouraging students to be more proactive with their lives. Campus response, she says, like this night at Spelman College in Atlanta, has been positive.
It was so hard. No one really understood exactly what was going on.
Kateri Kelly was a New Orleans high school student when Katrina hit.
We had no transcripts when it was time to even apply here to Spelman College. And it's just so sad that people just think that it was, okay, something that happened 2 years ago and it's over, and it's really not over because it's an ongoing event. That's something that happened in my life, and it's something that traumatically changed my life.
Kelly says watching the documentary brought her to tears. Gabriel hopes to get students to channel those emotions into doing something to make a real difference in their lives.
We have people that are homeless that you pass by every day, people that haven't had anything to eat. Let's be proactive in grassroots efforts on real issues.
It's a message that seems to resonate from the rubble of Katrina.
Knowing that I've been through something that others have not, so it kind of makes me very motivated to take as much action as possible.
Main thing is just try to make sure people stay uplifted and know that like people are aware of what's going on and people are going to be there to help, you know. This is going to be an issue for years.
TJ Holmes, CNN, Atlanta.
That's fabulous. And there's Yasmin Gabriel, good enough to join us now. You're tough. You're tough. You are. I mean, you know, first you survived the storm, and then you decide, I'm going to do something about it. And you did this. Who's backing you? Nobody, right?
No one. It's just myself. Well, I have some of my friends in the community who's really helped me, but not any major stakeholder in America. So
no finances.
No finances.
Nobody gave you equipment.
No.
Nobody gave you a class on how to do this.
No. I just decided to do something. I knew that they weren't telling my story, and I was watching on the news, and I said, gosh, no one's talking about the college student who lost their laptop, who was once in medical school, who was once in graduate school, who was on their path to doing something great, and now they're stopping because of Katrina, and it wasn't their fault. So I said, let me tell the story that I knew best, the story of the college student.
What story did you tell? I mean, aside from the fact that they're college students, what's the one thing that galvanizes them?
Well, it's really important to let other college students around America know that you need to have renter's insurance if you live off campus. Make sure you have your birth certificate somewhere else in case of an emergency. So it's more like a lesson that I learned post-Katrina that I want to share with others around the nation.
I mean, it's information. I mean, you're acting like a news reporter. You're out there getting information and sharing it with people. It's not just people crying and people sad.
Not at all. It's actually very upbeat. It's called Picking Up the Pieces because we really don't deal with what happened when Katrina hit. CNN has done a great job of showing the world what happened to New Orleans, but it's what happened afterwards with that young lady who was in college who defaulted on her student loans because her grace period was only 3 months long.
You know, as I'm looking at you, I'm thinking there's got to be a lot of people out there who are watching this interview and are thinking, man, I wish I had that kind of gumption. No, really. I mean, there's, you know, it's so easy nowadays to get into the woe is me attitude and say, I can't do it. I'm going to sit on the couch and watch The Daily Show. You know, you went through the worst situation a human being can go through and then got yourself off your bootstraps and did something. What was it? What makes you different than a lot of other people to do that?
I was talking to my FEMA inspector when he was looking through my house, and he's like, gosh, he was like, you sound like you're an adult. I said, well, sir, I'm only 21 years old. He said, wow, I'm impressed, because he said, you don't sound like the typical New Orleanian. He said, I challenge you to do something. And I called him 2 months later. I said, well, I have a camera, and I've got some footage. And he's like, whoa. He's like, I didn't know you were going to do that much. And so, you know, my mom has been really supportive of me, and I have some great friends who I went to school with at Spelman and Morehouse.
Cool. Hey, Mom, if you're out there,
hey, Mom,
you put it together. She's doing a great job. What's your website, by the way?
I have a MySpace page. It's not really a website. It's called Upgrade America, and it's just, you know, letting you guys know what we're going to do post-Katrina. I want to do something really big for the anniversary, but I need America's help.
Great. And if you want to help, it's myspace.com/upgrade New Orleans. Yasmin, you're wonderful. So glad
Thank
you
you, Rick,
came
for
by.
having me. Thank you very much.
See you later. Take care. Up next, the fastest 18 years ever for one Florida mother.